Reggie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This right here is the Ready, Set, Go preview show. This is a show that we've been doing for 100+ weeks on Sunday night, and I want to give a huge shout out to the Super Bowl champions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thank them for ending the game early so that we could have our show happen on time as scheduled. So shout out to all of those Tampa Bay fans out there. Tom Brady fans, he definitely did his thing this evening. And before anyone asks the question, no, I am not a sports fan, not in any way, shape, or form, but I do acknowledge the importance of the Super Bowl. So if this is your first time joining one of my live streams or even seeing one of my videos, this is a show that we do every single Sunday night in which we come together. We talk about news and current events, and we generally have a good time as we do those things, and we work our way towards giving you a preview of all the content that comes out from the channel over the course of this upcoming week. And then I also give away a cool slab as well from my friends over at Go Collect. So shout out to those guys for being some awesome sponsors of the channel. Also want to give a shout out to my man Sully 2 Kings for launching his YouTube channel. And if you have not heard that wonderful voice, I highly encourage you to check out my man Sully 2 Kings. Sully, if you are in the room, my man, go ahead and throw your channel up here in the chat so people can check it out. I also want to give a shout out to Comic Collector Geek for putting me in his top 5. He did a rundown of the top 5, and then he kind of added some an additional channel or two to his rundown list. And shout out to my man Lee for giving me a heads up that I was placed on that list. I acknowledge anytime that I am on a list, especially when I am head of Bueller. So let's just be super clear about that. I beat Bueller finally in something. So thank you, Comic Collector Geek. We are going to give some shout outs here. I'm going to head to the chat here real quick to say hello to some folks that are here in the room. Matt Woods in the house. How you doing, brother? The Blue Wrench is in here. Doug Bratton, how you doing, sir? It's good to see you. My man Jerry, it is always good to see you. Wayne is up in here. My man, how you doing? Quest Dog, Tina, the OG is in the house. Scrolling through, Chris Bigger is in here. Quest Dog, we already said hello to him. Scrolling through, Chuck is in here talking about WandaVision. My man Joe, how you doing, brother? It is always good to see you, my friend. Scrolling through, Gerald is in here. How you doing? Eternal Thunder is in the house. Welcome. I think L Smith, I see you, brother. It is good to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining the live stream. The Almighty Liger King is in here. DB is in the house. I am telling you guys, I don't know if people know this, but I was actually out of the state. I traveled this week. I've done a couple of trips during the quarantine or shelter in place or whatever you want to call pandemic, whatever you want to call this thing. I was in North Carolina. Went to North Carolina, and it was very weird. I will tell you, to be out and about with shops open. I was in a restaurant having a meal with my father, and I did not have a mask on because, of course, I was consuming food. But it was weird to be in a place where people were out and things were open and people were, wearing masks but still going about their life. And then I come back to California, and it's just all shut down. It was a very, very interesting contrast for me. But I am back in Cali, as you guys can see, and we are making some moves here. We are definitely making some moves here. So let me see. I'm reading some of the Matt is like me. Matt is like, what? Oh, he said what? Oh, he says, what time does the Super Bowl start? Brother, my good friend, you and I are in the same boat, my friend. The Super Bowl is over. Okay. I literally found out 3 days before that the Super Bowl was going down. So please don't feel bad about that, because I didn't even know. And I was like, who's in the Super Bowl? Somebody told me, and I was like, Tom Brady plays for the Bucks. When did that happen? So I had to get a whole download over these things over the last couple of days. So I am definitely getting up to speed. So what is this? Home, North Carolina. What's up? We're close at 10. Yeah. So we are back in Cali right now. Definitely back in Cali. Florida is open like Florida is open like North Carolina as well. Yeah, there are definitely some people, man. There are definitely some places out there where things are actually open. And Yeah. So, I think I hinted at this to you guys before. We are going to make an attempt to relocate to North Carolina here at some point about mid-year. So that's part of the reason why I was there. I was going to look around. I saw a couple of houses, drove around to a few different neighborhoods, met with a real estate agent, the whole 9 yards. So fingers crossed that we are able to make some magic, and we may be able to make some things happen. So I'm scrolling through the comments here. Dave is in the house. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you, my friend. Thank you. I definitely appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos, my good friend. Ricky is in the house. Ricky, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. All right, so this was actually not on the list, but I will make mention of the fact that I did watch WandaVision. I received a message from Chris Bigger while I was traveling, and it was, I think he only put like 4 words in it. I can't remember what it said, but the gist of it was basically WandaVision was dope. That was basically the gist of what he sent to me. I finally had a chance to watch it upon returning, and it was incredible. It was incredible. Definitely a slow boil, but now we are bubbling. We are bubbling, and Wanda is incredible. I will tell you, I definitely enjoyed that show. So if you guys have not watched it, I definitely encourage you guys to check it out. And I will not ruin it. I will not ruin it for anybody, but I will tell you that it was fantastic. What is this? Reggie, if you go to North Carolina, be sure to leave Garage Con. No, sir. We are taking Garage Con with us. We are taking it not on the road like people have requested, but we are going to have Garage Con kind of sort of like east side / south, kind of sort of. But I have plans for Garage Con. Let me tell you, I have plans for Garage Con, my friend. Let me see. I'm trying to see. There you go. North Carolina Garage Con 2001. There you go. What is this? Regie on EST. I might get to there might indeed be a benefit to that, my friend. There may be a benefit to many of you guys out there if I do relocate. So no doubt about that one. All right. So one of the first things that I wanted to talk about as I get myself onto the agenda here is that I had an opportunity to check out the new trailer that dropped today of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And because I don't want to battle the copyright people, I am not going to play the trailer in its entirety, because typically what they do is they put stuff in limbo for a couple of days until they process through it. And I don't want to go through that. I don't want to go through all the rigmarole and the hoops, right? But I do want to play one section of this video for you guys. And I want to play this section because in my head, I feel like the really cool thing about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be the fact that this is like the new age, the new version of like the buddy movie or like the cop buddy movie. That's what I feel like, in like the spirit of like a Nick Nolte, Eddie Murphy, a Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, Bad Boys kind of thing. I feel like this is going to be like a buddy movie. And in my mind, that's what is going to make this really fun, right? Because we know the story is going to be fun. We know the action is going to be awesome, right? But I think what's really going to be cool is to see how these two guys play off of one another. And we already know that the Falcon has like a pretty good sense of humor, just based upon how we've seen him show up in some of the other movies that he's already been in, how he played around with Cap, right? We kind of know he has a good sense of humor. And so you have him as like the funny man, and you have the Winter Soldier to some degree or another as like your straight man. But he may be able to like break out of his shell and maybe crack a smile. We will see. But as I watched this trailer, yes, the action scenes were great and all that kind of stuff. But what struck me, honestly, was the buddy feel of this thing. And so that is the clip that I'm actually going to play for you guys. And you actually probably will not be able to hear this in any way, shape, or form, which is fine. But I do want to play this scene where these dudes have basically gone to counseling. They have basically gone to counseling to talk about their issues as a team. And they're like sitting there face to face, and they are having a staring contest. Two grown men are literally having a staring contest because it's like the new age buddy thing, right? So they probably were sentenced, if you will, or suggested that they actually go to counseling. So that is literally what they did. They went to the counselor and they had to talk about their feelings, I guess, and ended up having a staring contest in front of this psychiatrist or counselor or whatever she happens to be. So I am actually looking forward to I'm looking forward to actually seeing this show. I think it debuts, I think it said there on the screen, March 19th, it actually drops. It starts streaming on March 19th. It is a total of 6 episodes. And according to Kevin Feige, it is essentially one movie that has been chopped up into those 6 episodes, with each one basically being somewhere between 40 to 50 minutes in length. And so this is another one that I feel, like WandaVision, that will potentially only be 1 season. And I could be completely wrong about that, but my feeling is that it might only be the 1 season that we're going to see of both of these shows. But I think that both of them are going to prove to be enjoyable. WandaVision is definitely proving to be that. And again, I think this buddiness, if you will, of the Falcon and Winter Soldier that I'm picking up, I think is going to be really awesome as well. So shout out to, I think that is Bueller. I think Bueller is up in here. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. He said, waited 3 years for Regie. Well, well done. Well done, sir. Well done. You know, sometimes I'm a slow start. You know, sometimes I never said I was smart. Sometimes it takes me a little while, Bueller, to get going. But you know, I'm going to celebrate my win, nevertheless, my friend. For those that don't know, Bueller and I in Comic Time also, we started channels roughly around the same time. Both of those guys are doing incredible things with both of their channels. And I'm very proud of both of them. I'm proud to know both of them. I'm pleased to have the ability to interact with them on a somewhat regular basis. And we are going to make some magic happen and actually get Bueller on Comics Today. We're going to have him on and we're going to spend some time talking about, I don't know yet. As soon as I figure it out, he will be on. But yeah, Bueller's a good dude. And yeah, I'm going to celebrate my win. I'm going to celebrate it. And I'm going to send him various messages throughout the evening acknowledging my win. So shout out to Keith. Keith Newman says, Wanda is going to, let me scroll up. Is going to open a whole new can of worms for the MCU. It's tying together the old fuck. Yeah, man. So I don't want to ruin it for people. I don't want to ruin it, but there was definitely a surprise there that I think was incredible. And we've already, to some degree or another, figured out that the MCU was going to reach back to Fox. We kind of saw that happening with various things that we've actually covered here on the show, where we talked about Patrick Stewart being approached by Kevin Feige to reprise his role as Charles Xavier, and him basically deciding to turn that down. We've seen it in the form of the various rumors that have come out about Jamie Foxx and about other actors that are coming back, like Michael Keaton, to reprise the roles that they had within the Fox films. And so what I think we're going to get is we're going to get more of that. We're going to get more of that reaching back to Fox in some ways and pulling through some of those wonderful moments, those wonderful characters and actors into the MCU. I don't think everything is going to come across, but I think that there are going to be a lot of things that are going to come across. And we saw an example of that in WandaVision. But we also, again, Kevin Feige told us this. Kevin Feige told us that we were going to see this interconnected universe where we were going to see the movies and the TV shows and the TV shows and the movies kind of blend together a little bit. And so we should not be surprised by any of this, but it is a wonderful treat to see. And again, I do not want to personally ruin it for people. If you guys say it in the comments as something else, but what I will say is that it is a wonderful thing to actually see. And these episodes just get better and better and better. And I could not be more pleased. I could not be more pleased to see some of this happening. So let me scroll through. Comic Book Emporium just dropped a super chat. Thank you, brother. And you are very welcome for the content. I think it's cool, man, when people support with super chats and Patreon and that kind of stuff. It helps. It all helps, right? Whether it be messages to say, hey, thank you very much, or it be the things that I just mentioned a few seconds ago. It is all appreciated. So there we go. So so far, if you were coming in a little bit late, we have acknowledged the fact that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are now the Super Bowl champions. We have acknowledged that Reggie doesn't know a whole lot about sports and only recently found out that there was even a Super Bowl that was happening this weekend. And then we also took a look at the new trailer, the new Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer that was released earlier today for the Disney Plus streaming service. I think this thing has been viewed like 500,000 times or something like that, which is like crazy. So I think if you came in late, you were all caught up. All right. So the next thing that I wanted to kind of hip you guys to, what is this? Mephisto. What does it say? Yeah, man, Mephisto is looking like a long shot now. What's crazy is that I want to say on this last wrap up for the Go Collect speculation video, we actually talked about a blog post where a blogger was like, hey, check it out. Now is the time to sell your Mephisto keys. Like if you think that there is some money to be made and you were speculating on Mephisto, you may want to sell right now, because his premise was that there is a lot of interest right now in Mephisto keys, and there is a possibility that Mephisto will not actually show up in the MCU. And so, I'm sorry, in the WandaVision show. And so if that were not to happen, your speculation would go kaput. And so the blogger was basically saying, now is the time to strike. And so people ask me, Reggie, when is the time to sell something? The time to sell, in all honesty, is when people are super excited before the truth becomes known, if you will. And so, yeah, man, I don't know whether it's going to be Mephisto. I really don't know. There are so many different rumors out there right now as to who it can be. I don't think we're really going to know until they want us to know or until something like leaks like crazy. So scrolling through, Jaime, how you doing? He says, what's up, Jim Mint and Bueller? Great to see other YouTubers coming to other channels. Both of those individuals are good people, no doubt about it. So scrolling through some of the comments here, making sure. Quest Dog says Mephisto might not show up in WandaVision, but he's already been hinted at. I'd hold, says Quest Dog. There you go. And again, one of us is going to be, well, not me, but I'm saying the blogger or Quest Dog is somebody's going to be right. And I think that that's partly what makes all of this so much fun. You know what I'm saying? I think it makes it so much fun that we are sitting here having a debate about some of this stuff, and it's just nobody's feelings are getting hurt. We are just having a good time speculating on the many possibilities of what could actually happen. So, Philip saying, hey, I disagree. I believe Mephisto has appeared twice already. Won't ruin it. Philip may have seen that leak footage from, I think, episode 6 that I refused to watch. I have not watched it. My man Jim Man is in here. I was waiting for your name to appear. It's good to see you, my friend. My team lost tonight, but it's morphin time. No, morphin time would have been before your team lost, Burke family. You should have morphed. You should have achieved your ultimate or final state to overcome all of that Bradiness that was being seen earlier today. So I'm sorry your team lost, though. Sorry your team lost. Scrolling through some of the comments here. You guys are going back and forth. I love it. Chuck says, I'm holding mine. Yeah, Chuck is like, nah. I still believe. Again, I personally, I have 2 copies of his first appearance. I'm not selling either one of them. I'm not selling either one. But again, this is the fun of it all. All right. So the next thing that I want to hip you guys to is a little bit of some Scott Snyder news. And I want to say that we actually spoke about this once before in a previous episode. Scott Snyder is actually coming out with a new line of creator-owned comics. And so Nocterra is the first one that is going to be dropping. It is a truck-centric sci-fi drama. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. This one sounds dope. It really does sound like a really awesome comic. And this is one of those things that could really only be a creator owned. I could not see like Marvel or DC coming out with something about big rigs. But a creator owned, it is a wonderful fit. This is actually an interview that actually appeared 2 days ago on Newsarama. We're not going to go through the whole thing, but I do want to tee this thing up for you guys because I think that it's going to be awesome. And I'm actually looking forward to this thing coming out. But basically what has happened is there's an event called the PM. And the PM basically blocks the sun out. And what starts to happen is that all living things on the earth, if they are in the dark for too long of a period, they start to change and they start to become things called shades. And I'm guessing that shades are not too pleasant. And so my feeling is that this thing is going to be like a post-apocalyptic, pitch black, type of movie, Riddick type of movie, but it is focused on a woman that drives a big rig, and she is essentially a ferryman, right? So you pay some money, she will ferry you from one place to the next place safely. I'm guessing there's lots of lights and stuff like that on her big rig, because when you're in the dark for too long, that's when you change into a shade. But this thing, her name is Val Riggs. Val Riggs drives a rig. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And again, this is actually a pretty long interview that appears that if you guys are interested in learning more about Scott Snyder's mindset behind this thing, I definitely encourage you guys to check it out. But it is going to be coming out from Image. I'll be honest, I don't know the date, but I think that it is actually coming out fairly soon. I will be picking up a copy of this because I just think stuff like this is cool. So let me bounce back to the chat real quick. Let me take this off screen before I lose my control. Scrolling down. Oh, don't say that. Don't say that. Luke Cage will probably be recast. Oh, don't say that. I'm hoping not. I actually enjoy that actor. I really do. Scrolling through. Oh my goodness, you are hilarious. Let me see. Scrolling up through some of the comments here, seeing what you guys are talking about. Scrolling through, Keith Newman dropped a super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, bring back Luke Cage. Keith Newman, I'm going to highlight that, brother, not just because of the super chat, but also because I think that that would be a good move as well. I do believe the actor who actually follow on Instagram, because I don't follow many actors. I follow him on Instagram because I think that he makes a really awesome Luke Cage. So I would love to see him come back. I would love to see him actually reprise his role. I think we've received word, or at least I saw something, that they were going to come back with the Iron Fist, but he was going to be recast, which I'm quite okay with that. There's rumor that he's going to appear in the Shang-Chi movie, so who knows if that's going to happen or not. Charlie Cox is going to come back, fingers crossed, as Daredevil, possibly in the Spider-Man 3 movie. I love to see John Bernthal, I think that's how you say his last name, see him come back as Punisher. And then the woman that played Alias, it would be cool if she came back, right? I think she had a child after that show wrapped up. But by this point, the kid is probably at least a year or two old. So maybe she will reprise her role as well. So fingers crossed that we can actually make some magic happen. High Voltage Mark says he ordered his Noctera, then Berserker, including the glow in the dark. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's a glow in the dark cover for Noctera is actually a really good fit. I think it's Jon though. I think it's Jon Bernthal. Scrolling through some of the comments. Yes, I missed that Luke Cage show for real. What is that? And that Ghost Lantern, I think that's one of the things that I read was that they were going to recast that one. They were going to put him in a uniform and they were going to shoot better fight scenes, because I think that those were the things that people kind of sort of wanted. So we will see. Thank you, brother, because I don't know actresses or actors' names very well. So let me scroll through some of the comments here. Oh, you talking about he played in one of the Law and Order shows. What is his name? I cannot think of his name. And I actually think he's a fantastic actor. Whoever he was that played Kingpin, I dig him. I dig him for certain. Scrolling through. Yes, he did. Yes, he did, man. Pretty fly for a Filipino guy. Says cast an actual brother. Imagine that. Imagine if they actually cast a guy that knows that would be a good move. I think that's what they did for the Snake Eyes movie. I do believe the guy that is going to be playing Snake Eyes, is a martial arts like actor slash stuntman slash practitioner of that craft. So I think that that makes a whole lot of sense. So Doug says lots of buying, man. I wish them luck. So if you guys haven't heard this, in order to get one of those Keanu Reeves autographs, a shop or group of shops has to buy, I want to say 1,000 copies in order to get one. And I think the day after I actually spoke about that on the show, it was announced that CGC was actually doing a signing with Keanu. And my guess, well, let me not say that. I was about to say my guess is that that had been coordinated with Boom Studios, but I could be wrong because I actually do not know that for a fact. I actually do not know that for a fact. So it would be interesting. There we go. Vincent D'Onofrio. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I am so thankful. I did not like him in Full Metal Jacket, but I will tell you, I almost made a joke on one of the last live streams because I was so beat up that I was like, I felt like I was beaten with socks and soap. That's how beaten up I was after running with my children and working out and a couple of other things. That is exactly how I felt. I felt like Vincent D'Onofrio after that beating from his peers in Full Metal Jacket. That is how I felt. Scrolling through some of the comments here. There we go. Let me go. All right. So for those that are coming in a little bit late, we spent a couple of minutes talking about the fact that Scott Snyder, the Batman alum, is going to be dropping a really awesome comic here, hopefully in the next 2 months or so. I cannot remember the date, to be honest with you, called Nocterra. He's going to be dropping this thing through Image, and I am excited about it. It is a post-apocalyptic, pitch black, Riddick type of movie that comic that I think is going to be really awesome. So I definitely encourage you guys to check it out because I think it's going to be really, really awesome. And I think it was like leg day. I really do. I think it was like leg day. And then the day before that, it was back day. So I was like double beat up, especially when I was chasing my kids around. It was really, really bad. I'm reading some of the comments in here. You guys are hilarious. All right. So the last thing that I want to hip you guys to is this thing real quick. This is going to be a little bit of Eternals news. So we spoke before about the fact that I had some uncertainty around the Eternals reboot that they are actually doing. I had that uncertainty right up until I actually read issue number 1 and was like, okay, I am actually digging what they are doing with Icarus and I think it was Sprite. And so now we know that in episode 2, Thanos, the Mad Titan, is going to be making an appearance in issue number 2 of Eternals. And this is a furtherance. This is a furtherance of my belief that the Eternals movie is going to tie to Thanos. That is my belief, and possibly even tie to mutants. And if you connect all the dots, it makes a whole lot of sense, but we will see whether this thing plays out. I do not believe that the new Titans is going to, the new Eternals is going to be the driver behind the movie. I do not necessarily believe that, but I believe that they are giving us a look at these various characters and how they relate to one another, because I think that that is going to be part of what we will actually see in the Eternals movie when it actually drops. I don't think the stories are going to match up, but I think the characters, of course, will pull over. And I think that Marvel wants us to at least be familiar with these characters, because prior to this, I didn't really know who Sprite was. I'll be completely honest. I do not recall a Sprite, but your main characters of the main Eternals, I definitely know those, but Sprite was one that I did not recognize. But you can see, I think that they are trying to connect some dots here, and looking forward to actually reading Eternals issue number 2 when it goes on sale February 10th, which is not that far away. So really gorgeous cover, which is not coming up. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Featuring the Mad Titan. Very, very cool cover right here. Icarus and the Mad Titan right there on the cover. So again, should be a pretty cool one when it drops. This is actually available on comicbook.com if you guys are interested in reading that article. So let me go back to the chat real quick. Hey, Test, what did you get with that? Because I know that Noctera actually started out on Kickstarter and was widely successful, and I think that that is what prompted it to be picked up by Image. I'm curious, what did they offer with that? What was the package? Because I did not get a chance to actually look that up. So, um, scrolling through, so you're not seeing my vision. Okay, so here, let me paint the picture. So the Eternals are connected to the Celestials and the Deviants. The Mad Titan is actually, I do believe, considered to be a mutant. I think that Thanos is a mutant, so he connects the Eternals to the current MCU stuff and the Avengers. And my belief is that if depending upon which version of the Eternal story you read, the superhumans and mutants that we eventually saw emerge on Earth were the result of all of the experiments that were being done by the Celestials on the various planets in which they left their eggs behind. And so, depending upon which version of the Eternal story you read, it is very much tied to the evolution of superheroes, and I also do believe mutants. So that's why I'm thinking that they may use the Eternals, which was set millions of years in the past. They could potentially use it to introduce mutants, again, depending upon which version of the Eternals, Deviants, Celestial story you choose to read, and which one that they actually tie to. So there you go. Scrolling through. Okay, cool. I'm caught up. All right, so let me give you guys a heads up on some of the content that is going to be coming out from the channel over the course of this week. I want to say we do have a podcast that is actually dropping on Monday at 7 a.m. We also have at least one blog post that is dropping at 7 a.m. on Wednesday. So 2 pieces of content that are dropping right there. On this week, I actually made a switch up. So I'm going to be releasing one video that will actually explain why I use CGC/CCS to press my comics. Because of the video that I released last week, I actually anticipated a lot of people having that question for me. So I've already recorded the video. The video will be released at some point this week about why I use CGC/CCS to press my comics. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to spend some time talking about wavy comics. And if you are somebody that picks up new comics on a weekly basis, you know that when you get those comics, sometimes they are not perfectly flat, they are wavy. And so we are going to explore why that actually happens. I had a little bit of an epiphany the other day. I spent some time, I think I mentioned to you guys, doing a little bit of some self-reflection on my last year. And so I want to share my thoughts with you on self-reflection. And my thought is that maybe it'll help somebody. So self-reflection will be a topic. And then we're also going to have the Comics Today show this coming Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So a couple of pre-recorded videos over the course of the week. And then also one live show, Comics Today, on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So those are the videos that are going to be coming out. And again, the podcast is also going to be dropping, and also a blog post will be coming out. We may do a bonus podcast. I'm not quite sure whether I'm going to have time to get it up, but maybe there is the chance. All right. Let me go back to the comments here. So Uncanny is asking, CCS expensive ? I would definitely encourage you to stay tuned for the video, because I think that it's going to be informative. I think so. It's a little bit different, right? It's a little bit different, but it ties in with a lot of the stuff that we talk about with like SMART goals and what is it that you're trying to accomplish with your collection and goal setting and all that kind of stuff. So we will see. Jaime says all of my Marvel comics are usually wavy, and I was thinking it was just the bags and boards. No, my friend, but I definitely encourage you to stay tuned for the video that will be dropping this week, because I think that it will be informative. Does anyone think they'll do Secret Wars? That's a hard one. Would I love to see Secret Wars play out? Absolutely. Have the Russo brothers said that they would come back and do some Marvel movies if they could do Secret Wars? Yes. Was Secret Wars the best-selling comic of whatever that period was. I can't remember when it came out. Absolutely. Secret Wars is a big deal, man. And I would love to see it come to the screen. I actually did a Blue Ocean spec video. So if you want to speculate a little bit on that, you may want to go back and watch one of those Blue Ocean spec videos, because I actually do talk about some Secret Wars related books. So that is an option, and was one of the things that I thought about filming for that video, but I decided not to go that route. But I definitely thought about it. Shout out to Comic Book Emporium for the super chat. I definitely appreciate that, my friend. Rumor that Armor Wars is coming. Yeah, no, that's not a rumor. I think Armor Wars is definitely coming. I think that's definitely coming for certain. So scrolling through, Minnesota Geek, how you doing, brother? Says, can't wait to watch the videos. Always makes the work day go faster. Thank you, man. I definitely appreciate that. Dabs says, I have Secret War books. That's what's up. Scrolling through. So the Almighty Liger King says, CCS turnaround time and CGC grading time, 1.5 year wait, which is a little bit of an exaggeration, but I respect it. I respect the humor in that. It is a little slow. It is a little slow, no doubt about that. All right, so scrolling through. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and give away this cool comic. So for those that were able to find the video this week, this is the book that you are in the running for. It is Two Gun Kid, issue number 73. It is a 9.0 with white pages. I wish that I had been able to get Two Gun Kid issue number 77, which actually has a prototype of the Black Panther character. I was not able to find that one, but when I found out about 77, I had already had 73 in my possession, and I went back and looked for 77 and was not able to get it for a respectable price. But that does not mean that it will not show up at some point. But that is the book that is on the table for you guys right now. So let me go ahead and share my screen. We're going to roll some dice, and then we are going to give away this cool book to one lucky subscriber. So let me go ahead and go to the dice roller. We're going to roll this dice and see how many times we're going to have to randomize this thing. And we have rolled 7. We have rolled lucky number 7 and lucky for someone. All right. They've changed some functionality here, so it takes me a little bit longer to toggle between screens. But we are going to get faster as we get used to the changes that they have made. All right. So here are the names of all the individuals that were able to successfully find the video this week that actually had the phrase in it. And so for those that don't know, basically at some point, Monday through Friday, I will release a video, and in one of those videos will be a phrase. You need that phrase to actually get into the running for the giveaway that I do every single week, sponsored by the folks at Go Collect. There's a phrase in there. You hit the community tab, you find the post where I'm talking about whatever the book is. You click the link, you plug in a couple of pieces of information. 2 of them are relevant to you, and one of them is the phrase. And then you tune into the Ready, Set, Go preview show to find out if you are the winner. All right, so we're going to randomize this thing a total of 7 times. That is 1. Here is 2. Here is 3. And there were, 258? Here is 4, 5. That is 6. And the winner of this week's Go Collect giveaway of a Two Gun Kid issue number 73 from 1965 is Spidey's Web 74. Spidey's Web 74, you, sir, are the winner of this week's giveaway. Please send me an email to Regie at RegieCollects.com, REGIE at RegieCollects.com, and I will bundle up this awesome book for you, along with, I think I have the exclusive variant from Go Collect. I'll bundle this up and send it over to you, but I need your screen name, your government name, your mailing address, either in the US or in Canada, and I will get this sent out to you in a timely fashion. All right. Scrolling through some of the comments here, I thought it was a cool giveaway. I thought this was a cool giveaway, little different little bit different of a giveaway, but I think a cool book, man. We had a healthy number of people that entered for this one, and this was a cool book because it was done by two brothers. It was done by Stan Lee, aka Stanley Lieber, and also Larry Lieber, clearly his brother. And so I thought it was a cool kind of historical book to make available. And it was also a Dick Ayers cover as well, so you can't go wrong with that. So there you go. Shout out to Spidey's Web 74 for winning this week's giveaway. All right, let me scroll down to the bottom, make sure I'm all caught up, and indeed I am. So let me show you guys this week's book. This is Usagi Yojimbo issue number 10. Usagi Yojimbo issue number 10 at 9.6 with white pages. This is the IDW convention edition. Usagi Yojimbo. I have to say it because it took me forever to learn how to actually say it correctly and smoothly. So this is this upcoming week's book. So all you have to do is, again, to stay tuned to all the videos that are getting released from the channel over the course of this week. And in one of those videos will be a phrase. You use that phrase to enter the giveaway. But I thought that this was a cool book. People seem to like Usagi Yojimbo. So I thought that I would snag one and make it available. And again, this is a 9.6 with white pages. So there you go. I guess people like that. There you go. There you go. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff, man. I thought it was a cool book. I don't know if that's, I don't think so. I lied. I so lied, Joey. I apologize. Yes, it is. It is a Peach Momoko cover. That might have been part of the reason why I bought it, to be honest with you, because I look for things like that. Is this a special book? What makes it special? So there you go. Shout out to Joey. Shout out to Joey for acknowledging that. Well done, sir. That is a Peach Momoko cover right there, who is like all the rage right now. So there you go. That is her cover. Thank you, brother, for catching that one, because I clearly would have overlooked that one. Shout out to, I think that was, let me scroll through. I think that was Pretty Fly. Thank you, brother. He says, let's give Super Honorable Nephew some love. He's having a rough time since he lost his collection. He didn't lose it. That collection was stolen. It was stolen. So, yes, if you guys did not know this, Super Honorable Nephew, who is, in my opinion, one of the most pleasant and supportive members of the comic book community, like hands down, he had his storage unit broken into and they stole some of his comics, man. And that is just, that's brutal. And I'm hoping what happens for him is what happened for another subscriber whose storage unit was also broken into a few months ago. They ended up being able to recover every single book that was stolen. So fingers crossed that these thieves are actually caught and punished for what they have done, and that Super Honorable Nephew was able to get his books back and continue being the awesome member of the comic book community that he is. So shout out to Pretty Fly, for a Filipino guy, for allowing me to acknowledge that. So I definitely appreciate that, brother. That is a Peach Momoko cover. It is a sweet cover, and there is actually, I think it's a TV show or something like that that is coming out. You brother, don't correct me. Don't correct me. I've already perfected it. I've already perfected it. No, we're not tweaking it now. Scrolling down to some of the comments here. Let me see. I think we're all caught up. There might have been another super chat. Where did that one go? Homegrown Comics. What is this? Reg, I got you on the two guns, Kid 77. Oh man, brother, if you do that, I would be appreciative. Especially if you don't make me give it away. teasing. But no, it was a cool book. I think it was Sully Two Kings that actually brought that to my attention. I think it was him that brought it to my attention that was a book that had some significance, a book that had this prototype of the Black Panther. And I thought that was a really cool thing. And again, we gave a shout out to Sully Two Kings at the top of the show, but he's recently started his own YouTube channel. So I definitely encourage you guys to check him out if you can. And I hope that he actually dropped that into the chat if he was in here earlier today. So there we go. So yep. He is in Ohio. I hope that he gets it back. But the thing about it is that he is a super, super positive guy, But at the same time, man, there are certain things that hurt, right? And people stealing your stuff, in my opinion, is one of those violations that, I mean, it makes you feel a certain way when someone takes your stuff, so definitely have some positive thoughts for my man out there. So there you go. Scrolling through the comments. Okay, we are all caught up. So again, a lot of good content that is actually coming out from the channel over the course of this week. I hope you guys will actually stay tuned and check out some of this great content. I don't know if I'm going to be going live any extra because I am now again back off of traveling to the East Coast, and I need to play catch up with so many different things. It is unbelievable, but you never know. You never know what could happen. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me just a little bit. I hope that you guys enjoyed the show. And if you need to, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at any time. I am always available to help you guys out. Thank you, and have a good night. Take care.